Hi guys, welcome to LiveTutelage. Now in this session, I am going to explain a keyword called final. What is that? Final keyword. When we use the final keyword with the variable, how it works, and when you use the final keyword with a class, how it works, we will see. Now let me create a class. So just right click on your source, go to new and create a class and give a class name as something called example of final. Okay, and I think the name is already exist, so let me take e final. Okay, and just say finish. Say this is my class here. First we will see how final keyword works with the variable. Okay, now in this session we are discussing about final keyword. Okay, final keyword. When we use with class, what happens? When we use with variable, what happens? See, when we use with a variable, the final class, that means it can't be reassigned. It cannot be again reassigned to another value. When you use a final keyword with a class, this class cannot have, or we can't derive subclass from this class. Okay, so that means what? Whenever you are having a word, whenever you are using a word which is a final before a variable, so it cannot be reassigned. Whenever you use a keyword called final before a class, we cannot derive a subclass. The meaning is very simple. Okay. Now we will see how this works with the example. Right. Now here, this is my class, a simple class. So in this class, I am having two variables. One is integer a, right, which is equal to, I have 10. The value for a is 10. Now I am having a final int of b, which is equal to, say, something called 20. Okay, I have only two variables in my class. This is my data members. So which is having only two values. One is a normal int, the second is a final int. Okay. Now let me create a main method for my class. Just go to source and new and then Java file. Now here, this is for eFinal main method. Check your main and finish it. Now this is my main method, right? Now I want to access, I'm trying to access these two values. Since it is defined in a class, what do I have to do? I have to create an instance for this, or I have to create a reference for my class of eFinal. Now how you can create it? You have a syntax which we have discussed from last previous sessions, right? So now for this is my object, which is equal to new class name, right? Now this is how you can create an object for your class eFinal, right? Now here, say for example, now here I am trying to access ef dot. When I put dot, you can observe a, which is final, and then you are having a b, which is from that same class, right? Now what I am trying to do is I am trying to reassign the values. Okay, so before that, let me print some text here. System dot, okay, out dot print line of, okay, before reassign, okay, the values for a and b will take it. Before reassign, the value is ef dot a. Okay, now here before reassign, the value of ef dot b. Okay, so what I did is I'm just trying to print these two values in my main method through the object called EF, which is an instance of the class eFinal, right? Now here I'm going to reassign, I'm trying to reassign the values. So here I'm just trying to print it. This is after reassign. After reassign, I'm going to change the values for my EF dot A, which is equal to some 25, and then EF dot B, which is equal to some 40, right? And then I'm trying to print these two statements again. Okay, now here if you observe these 4 lines, now here if you put the cursor here, the red mark here, so it says, it gives a warning. See, the final field cannot be assigned because B is a final. That means it is a final, means I cannot assign any value or I cannot store any value to my B throughout my program elsewhere. It is a constant. It looks like a constant. Okay. But here for the int A equal to 10, here I have given A equal to 10. But after printing this in my program, I am again reassigning the value as 25. Right? See, now there is no warning or error is coming. So, for example, if I put this in comment, and I put this in comment, now just run your program. What happens is, you can find, see, the values before reassign, your values are 10, 20, right? A and B are 10, 20. A and B are 10, 20. Now, after reassign, your A value become 25. See, after reassign, A value is 25. B is not displayed because I put it in comment. Because I couldn't able to access B because it is giving a warning message here. Because it is a final. I cannot access that. I cannot access that. So, I'll put it in comment and now just run your program. Now say OK, proceed. Now see here, you can find it out, the A value, B value before reassign. So, before reassign, the values are 10, 20. Right? Before reassign, the values are 10, 20. And after reassign, so after that what happens? It does some changes of A value 25, so A value is 25. B value, I tried to change it, but it is not able to changing because it is defined as a final. It is defined as a final. That's why only the constant value which you have defined with final, the same 20 is displayed here. Okay, that is about using of a final keyword with a variable. So you cannot be reassigned. It acts as a constant value. Now we will see with the class, how it works with a class. Now I am just putting final as a keyword for my class. Okay, now I am trying to create one more class. So say new, and this is a class, and this is a class of something called derived class or child class. Okay, now I am just finishing this. Now we have discussed what is inheritance property and what is the syntax, how to give syntax for inheritance of a class. We know that, okay. From the previous session, we have discussed what is an inheritance, how to write a program in Java, right? Now, I am trying to inherit my child class, EF child class from the eFinal class. This is my parent class and this is my child class. So, what is the syntax for that? So, child class name, then a keyword called extends, and the parent class EF and AI. Okay, so this is my parent class. See, just I have given the name itself. If you put your cursor here, there is a warning. The type child cannot be a subclass of the final class, right? Because you have defined this as a final. That means this is only the class. I cannot derive any subclass. So here immediately I am getting an error warning. That means you cannot derive it. The syntax itself is wrong because you cannot derive a subclass from the final class of the parent class. Now see what happens if I remove the final keyword here. Now see, the error is gone. There is no warning because it acts like a normal inheritance property. You can derive this class by using the extend keyword from the parent class. Okay. So that is the different, or that is the use of the final keyword. When you are using with a class, you cannot derive a subclass. When you are using with a variable, it cannot be reassigned. That is the use of the final in class as well as variable. Thank you.